With the Rugby Championship just around the corner, new law trials are stirring up quite a buzz, and there's one aspect of the game that might be feeling the heat: the scrum. Yes, you heard it right. The mighty Springboks scrum could be facing some interesting challenges, but don't worry, we've got you covered with all the details. Let's jump straight into the heart of the matter. The Springboks, known for their formidable set-piece dominance, are now gearing up to tackle some fresh challenges introduced by World Rugby's latest law changes and trials. There's been a lot of chatter, especially among the fans, about how these new rules could potentially clip the wings of South Africa's powerful scrum. One of the most talked about changes is the removal of the scrum option from a free kick. This move sparked quite a bit of controversy, especially after Damian Willemse famously opted for a scrum from a mark inside his own 22 during last year's World Cup quarter-finals. Now, with the new rule in place, such a tactic will be off the table, but that's not all. Sanzar has also confirmed that a shot clock will be trialled during this year's Rugby Championship. Kicks for conversions and penalties will need to be taken within 60 seconds, while teams will have just 30 seconds to set up a scrum or line-out. This is where things get interesting. Wallabies coach Joe Schmidt even hinted that these changes could influence the size and dynamics of players in the future, potentially affecting the Springboks' famed bomb squad, their powerhouse replacements, particularly the forwards. However, Dan Human, the Springboks' assistant coach and scrum specialist, seems unfazed by these new challenges. He's confident that the team is well prepared to adapt. For us, it's not that tough to adapt, Human explained. Last week, we got through 16 live scrums in 20 minutes, so we are more or less there for what we want to achieve. Human emphasized that the shot clock isn't a big shift for the Boks. We measured it in training this week, and we got to the point where we were right on par with where we want to be, he said. The Springboks have been known for making their scrum sessions tougher than the actual games, ensuring they are well prepared for any scenario. Despite their historical dominance in the scrums, the Boks have found themselves challenged by the Wallabies' crafty tactics in recent encounters. Human acknowledges this, noting that Australia has often managed to handle South Africa's scrums effectively. Every team has their own strengths, and the scrum is definitely one of ours, he said. But yes, Australia has always found a way to manage or handle us, and sometimes they do it well, and sometimes they don't. But don't think for a second that the Springboks are resting on their laurels. Human reveals that the team is continuously innovating and working on new strategies. We are already working on a lot of new stuff that we want to implement on Saturday, he added. The goal? To see if they can push forward and maintain their dominance regardless of the new rules. Human's optimism is clear. The scrum is not something that is being worked out of the game. Hopefully, the scrum stays a part of the game for a long time. The Springboks are gearing up for the Rugby Championship with new strategies and a positive mindset. How will these law changes impact the game? Will the Springboks scrum continue to dominate? Only time will tell, and we can't wait to see it all unfold. Stay tuned to Green and Gold Army News for more updates and in-depth analysis as we get closer to the big games. Let us know in the comments what you think about these new law changes and how you think that they'll affect the Springboks game plan. Until next time, keep that rugby spirit alive.